was the week where the trial opened for the far right's favorite little murderer, Kyle Rittenhouse, who killed 2 people in Kenosha, Wisconsin in the protests that ensued after the police shooting of Jacob Blake. And of course, like every murder trial involving a white shooter, the onus is somehow on the victim or victims who are dead to prove that they did not cause the murderer to murder them, which is not easy.
Hard to prove when they were murdered by someone who is
when they can't
technically a murderer,
when they're not alive.
Yeah,
anyway,
they're not. Yeah,
but hey, they try. These victims, for a change, are in fact white. There are 2 of them, and the first victim is Joseph Rosenbaum, and this is sort of like this big discussion, right? Was Rosenbaum charging at Kyle Rittenhouse?
Right.
What happened that caused him to shoot? And it seems like nothing, according to multiple accounts. But first, let's just read the charges. So Rittenhouse is facing 7 charges, including 2 counts of homicide, 1 reckless and 1 intentional, which, once again, getting into homicide, reckless and intentional, you're just like, okay. And 2 counts of recklessly endangering safety. He has pleaded not guilty to all charges.
Mm-hmm.
That's how you know you've got a political movement behind you.
Yeah.
Fucking nothing, not a plea deal, nothing, just not guilty. My God. So what's interesting about this is that the prosecution has called other militiamen in to testify as to, like, they watch videos and see, like, if they thought that Rosenbaum, who was one of the victims, was a threat or not, which is sort of a bizarre move. But it was like, so they called 2 self-styled militiamen in Kenosha who were there that night with the intention of protecting local businesses. That included a guy named Ryan Balk, who described Rittenhouse as, quote, a little under-equipped and a little under-experienced. First of all, he had an AR-15, so I don't know if he was under-equipped.
Yeah. I mean, maybe his mental capacity, obviously, he was not fully equipped, like, brain-wise, but he definitely had, he had a gun.
Yeah.
Very, very big gun.
Yes. Okay, so one of them is another guy is a former Marine rifleman named Jason Lakowski, who was standing with Rittenhouse in the moments leading up to the shooting. And Lakowski, this is bizarre, describes using a shout, shove, show, shoot philosophy.
The 4 S's.
Yeah. Convenient. Again, this is a militia guy on the streets trying to basically patrol BLM, like, demonstrators, people who are mad about Jacob Blake being shot.
Yeah.
First, he would try shouting at them. If that didn't work, then he would shove them, then show his weapon, then finally shoot his weapon. Cool. Let's investigate this guy too.
Yeah.
But Lakowski testified that he never felt the need to progress past the shout part that night during his encounter with Rosenbaum shortly before Rittenhouse shot him. And so, in other words, he didn't think that Rosenbaum was being a threat.
Right.
Which, again, this is all insane that we have to litigate, or that they're litigating the character or how all this went down. But of course, it's a trial.
Right.
The thing everyone has been talking about, and we're going to talk about it here, that is very significant, is that apparently these 2 victims are not, in fact, victims. They're inside the courtroom. The judges said that, in fact, no one is allowed to refer to them as victims,
which is insane.
So in the trial, when the trial opened, one word would not be allowed to describe those who were shot: victims. This is as the judge set ground rules for the trial. Schroeder said this week that the label victim is a loaded word, and that even the use of alleged victim is too close, telling prosecutors that complaining witness or decedent are acceptable alternatives.
What about dead guy?
The dead guy.
Yeah. That dead guy who died somehow over there. I don't know how he died.
He just dropped dead.
Well, he just dropped dead. Some people just all of a sudden they grow a bullet inside of their body and they die. Everyone knows that. It's just part of it. Just like, oh no.
When you're a bad person, that's what happens. Yeah.
Oh, bullet inside of me. That happens.
It's organic.
It's science.
However, Schroeder, the judge, ordered that other words could be used, like rioters, looters, or arsonists, if Rittenhouse's defense attorneys can provide the evidence that they engaged in those acts. So I think we got a problem with the judge here.
Oh, it's gonna be a fun trial. That's it's gonna be. I'm just so over hoping that the criminal justice system is ever going to do anything right. It's
Yes.
just like, oh, I just expect this now.
Everyone's just going to be like, well, we gave you Chauvin.
Yeah, yeah, that's exactly
Oh
right.
my God.
Yeah.
Cool.
Well, because we had 100% of that murder on tape. It's like, all right, let's give it to him. Even though actually, no, usually even that doesn't help.
Even that doesn't help. What's going on, Frantifa? If you haven't already, subscribe to this channel right now. Hit that button. And also, you can become a patron and support the show every single week. Get access to bonus episodes and exclusive merchandise. Patreon.com/Bitchuation Room. Do it.